What is a ritual? The dictionary defines a ritual as a set of actions that are done routinely in the same manner. On this upcoming edition of Maddie's Rap, we'll be talking about moon rituals. Yeah, moon rituals. And for those of you that think that doing rituals during moon cycles are somehow woo-woo or frou-frou, this is your opportunity to click off this video. For the rest of you, stay tuned, because what I'm going to show you, or what I'm going to reveal to you in today's video, is the product of a download that I got this afternoon that revealed to me that so many people for so long have been conducting full moon rituals in the wrong way. And for those of you, again, that are still wondering, hey, what is Matt talking about? What's he into? Rituals? If a ritual is a set of actions that are performed routinely and in the same manner, if that's what a ritual is, then prayer is a ritual. Going to church on Sunday is a ritual. Singing happy birthday to somebody when it's their birthday is a ritual. People do rituals all the time. It's time to take your power back and stop allowing people outside of you to define who you are and what you do. That is totally up to you. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap with yours truly, author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all are family. If you're a returning subscriber, you are family. All right? One time a visitor, 2 or 3 times your family, okay? Unless you're knocking on my door and trying to give me a copy of some... I ain't gonna go there. I ain't trying to rub nobody the wrong way, okay? All right, so listen. Today, family, we are talking about moon. Some people call it moon magic. Some people call it moon rituals. Some people call it new moon manifestations and full moon releases and this, that, and the third. Let me cut straight to the chase, family, because I got a very powerful download today with regards to what we really should be doing and how, quite frankly, how we should be looking at the full moon. So the first thing you want to do before we get started is, if you do not know what the first thing you ever want to do with regards to the moon, and there are 2 primary moon phases that are very powerful in our monthly lives, okay? In our monthly lives. I say monthly because the moon, it moves on a monthly basis, okay? The moon, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the moon spends 2.5 days in a sign before it transitions to the next sign, okay? So 2.5, y'all know what it is. If it's 30 days in a month and the moon spends 2.5 days in a sign and there are 12 signs, that's your 30 days, okay? That's your 30 days. And for those of y'all that are, talking about, I hear people talking about the 13-month calendar and all this. I don't want to argue calendars. I'm just going to do some simple math. If it is understood that the moon spends 2.5 days in each sign and there are 12 signs, then 12 times 2 is what? 24. And then 0.5 times 12 is 6. 24 plus 6 is 30, okay? So you might say, well, there's 30 days in a month, and well, if there are 12 calendar, how do you reconcile a 365-day year? I'm glad you asked that, because what is also known is that when the sun reaches its solstices, the summer solstice on, I think, June 22nd through June 24th or something like that, and then December 22nd through December 24th or whatever, 25th, somewhere around in there, when the sun hits its highest peak or its highest point, which is the summer solstice, it spends 2.5 days at that highest point, okay? And then on the 3rd day, the sun begins to descend. When it's in the winter solstice, or its lowest point on the earth, underneath the dome, okay? For those of you who know, you know, it spends 2.5 days sitting at its lowest point before it begins to ascend, all right? 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5. So if you got 12 times 30 is 60. That's where you account for the other 5 days. But what do I know? A lot of people are going to tell me I'm wrong. Some people are going to come in here with the 13th sign, Ophiuchus, and 13 months, and the Egyptians. Everybody does some adjustment with their calendar to make it work. I don't care if it's the Julian calendar, which is now defunct. I don't care if it's the Gregorian calendar. I don't care if it's the Mayan calendar. I don't care if it's the Ethiopian calendar, whatever. All of those calendars do adjustments for certain days. Even the cosmos do adjustments. What are those adjustments in the cosmos? They are planetary retrogrades, okay? So there's always a course correction that goes on, even in our lives. We don't even do things the same way all the time. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and we course correct, okay? So let's get that out of the way. Sorry, that was y'all know Matt, y'all know me. If you are new and you don't know me, let me tell you, I'm the type of guy that will take you all the way around the block to get you to the house next door. That's what I do, okay? I want you to see the whole neighborhood now. So let's get back to this. The first thing you want to do is you want to pull out your birth chart. If you have never looked at your birth chart, I'll put a link in the description box. If the link is still clickable. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that YouTube sat me in interschool suspension for 7 days because they didn't like me dropping truth on a video that they removed. All right? That truth hurts. The word of the power is sharper than any two-edged sword. The word of truth is sharper than any two-edged sword. Sometimes that word cuts, and these platforms don't like it. So they cut the video that had the word that did the cutting, all right? Anyway, I'm babbling, y'all. Let me get on to it. If you do not know your natal chart, for you to understand your house system or your houses, what sign you have in which house, you will need to know what time you were born. Now, for those of you that know your birth times, you know your birth charts, this is for you. And by the way, let me say this. I know those of you who have been following me for a while have heard me say that I'm going to be transitioning. I'm not going to be doing any more astrology videos. Yet and still today, I was given a divine assignment to, after getting this download, to come out here and record this video and share it with you guys. So I'm doing one more astrology video, okay? But I'm here to tell you, by December 15th, you will not be able to go through my channel and find any astrology videos. Why? Because I'm going to be taking them off of my public YouTube, and I'll be moving them over to Patreon, okay? So you will have to be a Patreon member to see any of my old astrology videos after December 15th, 2024, and any new ones that I record moving forward, unless I'm so moved to put them on YouTube as I was today. So now let me get on with it. Matt, why do you say a lot of people have been doing their full moon rituals wrong? What don't we know about the full moon, Matthew? Again, before I get started, no. The full moon that we're coming up today is what? Today is Friday, I believe it's the 15th. Yes, Friday, November the 15th. And tonight we're going to experience we're in the full moon cycle. The full moon is now in Taurus, okay? And just as a rule of thumb, for those of you who don't have moon tracker apps, or you don't go to websites that tell you what phase the moon is in and what sign it's in, just know as a general rule of thumb, whatever the current sun sign is, if it is a new moon, the new moon is going to match whatever the current sun sign is, and a full moon is going to be 180 degrees away. So it's going to be the opposite sign. For example, we are in Scorpio season. So if you're doing a new moon, then it's going to be a new moon in Scorpio. If you're doing a full moon, it's going to be a full moon in the opposite sign of Taurus, and so on and so forth. So that's a quick rule of thumb on how to know what sign the moon is in, okay? And if it's a full moon versus a new moon. Now, because we're in Scorpio season and we're coming up on a full moon, or we're going to have a full moon tonight, that full moon is going to be in Taurus. So the first thing you need to do is you need to look in your chart and see what house you have Taurus in, okay? What house do you have Taurus in? For me, Taurus is in the 8th house, okay? I'll deal with that later, because I'm going to run through all of the houses and tell you what you need to be doing after I tell you what you need to do, okay? So, based on that house, okay? So, now that you know what house you have Taurus in, you need to know what you need to know about the full moon and how to work with the full moon spiritually. So, remember, they who worship must worship in spirit and in truth, not with these quote-unquote religious practices. There's probably some religious person watching me right now talking about I'm doing some damn voodoo or some dumb-ish, okay? No, okay? If you understand the scripture, the ancient Israelites were instructed to be mindful of the new moon. And they did things during the new moon, okay? But I guess that wasn't a ritual because it's in the Bible, right? A ritual is something that you do routinely in the same manner. Okay? So, anyway, here's what you need to know. The primary narrative or the primary instruction that you hear in the spiritual community with a lot of people is that new moons are about manifestations and full moons are about releases. If you are to say that you're going to be releasing something during a full moon, it's kind of like saying you're releasing a baby when it's time to give birth after the water breaks. Nobody says, oh, my water broke, I'm going in here now to L&D, labor and delivery, to release this baby. No, they say, I'm going to give birth. A baby is a gift. So you are going to give birth to a gift. You are going to give birth to new life. You are going to give birth you are going to bring about the manifestation of the seed that was planted 9 months before. So now when you take into account what the new moon and the full moon are, in the new moon or during the new moon cycle, there is 0% illumination in the moon. No illumination. You can't see it. Maybe you can see a silhouette. And really, a lot of times you can't see the silhouette of the new moon until you got a tiny sliver of light in the crescent moon. So new moons are 0 illumination. Full moons are the opposite. They're 100%, 90, I think it's considered a full moon when it's somewhere between 98% illuminated and 100% illuminated. And even down to 98%. So I think it's somewhere around in there. I think there's a maybe a 5 factor in there somewhere. So maybe 97.5% full to 97.5%. So you're going back the opposite direction once you hit 100% illumination. New moons, 0% illumination. Full moons, 100% illumination. Think of it another way. I gave you the baby example. Think of it another way. The new moon is it can be equated to planting a seed. The full moon is about the seed bearing fruit and the fruit thereof being ready to be received or ready to be harvested. Notice how for those of you that plant food or for those of you that have fruit trees in your yard, or you might work at an orchard or something, notice how when that fruit is green, if you try to tug on it, that branch is not ready to give you that fruit. It's hard. You can't even you have to work to pull it off. But when that fruit is ripe and ready to be plucked, you pull it, it comes right off. It's ready. It's ready to be eaten. Okay? So when you think in terms of the moon, when you're doing, now I don't disagree with people that say you should be manifesting what you want to, you should be thinking on and manifesting and just planning and just putting your thoughts and your prayers and your heart space energy and your sacral chakra energy, which is your creativity zone, into what it is that you want to appear in your life. That's what you're supposed to be doing during a new moon. And the thing is, for you, it should be in accordance with what sign that new moon is and what house you have that sign in your natal chart. Okay, so for example, if there's a new moon we're in Scorpio season. So for example, if there's a new moon in Scorpio, you need to look at what house you have Scorpio in, understand what things, what areas of life that house covers, and then giving thoughts, giving prayers, giving meditation to what it is that is covered under that area of life for that sign, that house that sign is sitting in, that you want to appear into your life. So for example, with me, let's say during the new moon, I didn't do this. I wasn't even mindful of the fact that it was a new moon in Scorpio. I wasn't paying attention. And that happens, but we get chances to do this stuff over and over again, okay? So remember, if you fail to do something this time, the Most High always gives you another chance later. That's just how life works, okay? You get to keep doing stuff over and over and over again until you no longer have any time left in the body or the soul suits or the soul vehicle that you're walking around in, okay? Because the soul is eternal. It's the body that is temporal, okay? So anyway, I missed that opportunity. I wasn't paying attention to the new moon in Scorpio. But because I have Scorpio in the second house, and the second house is about our valuables, it's about things that we value, it's about material possessions, abundance, I should have been thinking about and writing down what I wanted to appear in my life with regards to things that I value, with regards to money, possessions, that sort of thing, okay? That is what I should have been doing during the new moon in Scorpio. Now that we're at a full moon in Taurus, what I need to do is I need to look at where I have Taurus in my chart, in my house, what house I have Taurus on in my chart. For me, it's the 8th house. What does the 8th house cover? It covers, we're not going to deal with that 3-letter word that starts with S and ends with X. That ain't, we're not going to deal with that. I want to deal with the more powerful part of 8th house energy, which is about transformation. The 8th house is the house of transformation. So with us at a full moon in Taurus cycle, I need to be looking at what it is that I am giving birth and then accepting. So a lot of teachers will say the full moon is about releases. The new moon is about manifestation. The full moon is about releasing things that no longer serve us. That's not how that works. You got to think of it in terms of a baby being born. Okay, what is it that I want to receive? You plant into the ground during the new moon cycle. You receive the harvest during the full moon cycle. Why? Because the moon is full. Just like a woman who has run a full-term pregnancy and she's at 9 months. That womb is full. It's ready to now give birth to that thing that has been growing for 9 months. So in the case of the full moon, you're receiving something that perhaps has been growing for the last 6 months. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a seed of manifestation that you planted during the Taurus season, during the new moon in Taurus. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It can be anything under that umbrella of that house that you have Taurus sitting in. So if you didn't do a manifestation 6 months ago, it doesn't matter. You can still welcome in something in your life that is covered by that house that you have that moon sign sitting in. In this case, it's Taurus. So for me, I should be welcoming in new transformation. A new baby is born. New fruit is ready to be eaten during a full cycle of sitting on a branch and absorbing nutrition from the sun and the water, the rainwater or irrigation water, crop water, whatever. Okay. When you harvest that fruit is ready to be received with gratitude. So what Matthew is going to do this evening, Matthew is going to sit with himself. He's going to meditate and he's going to express gratitude for the new transformation that I am undergoing. I have Taurus in the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation. Okay. It's also the house of inheritance. Maybe I should be expressing gratitude for any divine inheritance that I have coming my way. You understand how that works, y'all? You understand how that works? So think of the full moon as a time to harvest energetically. Think of the full moon as a time to receive blessings. Fruit is a blessing. A baby is a blessing. Now, for those of you that say, hey, the full moon is about release, let me do this. When that gift of that baby is born, you're giving birth to that baby. You're receiving that baby into your arms. What you are then releasing is that placenta, the sac that baby was growing in. Why? Because that sac is of no more use inside your body. Why? Because it no longer serves you inside of your body. It served inside of your body because it was the protective sac of the baby. That's it. It was the protective sac. It was the protective fluid sac for the baby. That baby is no longer inside of you. So that protective fluid sac can now be released. So what does that when does that happen? That happens after the baby is born and received into your arms. The placenta comes out after the baby. Okay. So after the full moon cycle is when you're releasing. What is the first sign after the full moon? Okay, the next sign at that the full moon, if the full moon is in Taurus, then the very next sign is going to be Gemini. Okay, so anything after the full moon is what's releasing. Anything after the full moon is what is releasing, and then, or maybe you can look at that last quarter cycle as the release. Okay, you got a first quarter cycle, you got a full moon cycle, you got a third quarter cycle, and then you got the new moon. So maybe it's the releasing comes after the third quarter cycle or whatever, because after the moon is full, it starts to release the light from it. The light builds up from the new moon from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, all the way up to 99% to 100% illuminated. And then it starts to go down 99%, 98, 97, 96, all the way down to 0% illumination. So the releasing of that light happens after the moon is full. When that full moon cycle is over, then the moon starts to release that light. So the release period is not necessarily what sign the full moon is in. Why would you throw away that? Why would you throw that away? Taurus is the sign of abundance. It is the sign of possessions. It is the sign of material possessions, material wealth, that sort of thing. So look in what house you have Taurus, and what you should be doing is expressing gratitude for abundance in that area of your life. Taurus is, roughly speaking, the sign of abundance, okay? It's some other stuff. It's stuff where you're going to stand 10 toes down on and be immovable. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go through every aspect of every astrological sign. I want to deal with the abundance part, okay? So Taurus, that's the main thing people think about when they think Taurus. I got a bee that just landed on my my phone. That is super cool. That is super cool. Anyway, so I don't know why they just put a smile on my face, but this bee just landed on the back of my phone. Anyway, bees are cool. Wasps aren't. Okay, so he just flew away. But so maybe that was a sign that I was saying the right thing or something. All right, so because bees come to pollinate, right? Pollination produces fruit. Pollination leads to the bearing of fruit. So maybe that bee landed on the back of my phone. It just made me feel good. I don't know why. So that was a sign. So now let me get through the houses that I said that. I'm going to run through these quickly, y'all. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the houses. If you have Taurus in your first house, you should be expressing gratitude and receiving into your arms, receiving into your presence the new, because remember, a new baby is born after the pregnancy's full term. So you should be expressing gratitude for the reception of new abundance in the area of self. Something that makes you the self appear. First house is the house of appearance, right? It's the ascendant. It is how we appear to the world and how we appear to ourselves. So you should be expressing gratitude and receiving in the abundance of new energy with regards to how you appear, your appearance, how you appear, how do you look to yourself, how do you look to others. Express gratitude for that. Give thanks for, Father, I thank you. Divine Father, I thank you. Divine Mother, I thank you for upgrading and enhancing my appearance. All right. Remember, Taurus is a sign of material possessions, material gains. Thank you for the gains in my appearance. Thank you for making me more beautiful, even if you will, because it's the sign of first house is the house of appearance. Okay. How you appear. So give thanks for that. All right. Appearances, how you appear to yourself, how you appear to others. Express gratitude for the abundance of energy with regards to how you look and how you feel to yourself and to others. Okay. If you have Taurus in your second house, the second house, it is naturally a home in the second house. So express gratitude for the new money, the new material gains, the new acquisitions that are coming into your life. They've been growing for a long time. They are now ready to be received because the cycle of the moon is full. It's time to give birth to that thing which has been growing for a long time. Express gratitude and receive your material possessions in if you have Taurus in the second house. If you have Taurus in the third house, express gratitude for the abundance of knowledge that's coming to you. The third house is the house of knowledge. It's the house of communication as well. So express gratitude for the abundance of new communication energy. New knowledge that is, receive that new knowledge, receive that abundance of new boldness, if you will, in terms of your communication. That's the third house. If you have Taurus in your fourth house, you should be expressing gratitude and receiving new, fresh energy in the area of home and family. Thank you for new energy. Thank you for the abundance of love in my family. Thank you. The fourth house is the house of emotion as well. So it's ruled by the moon. So it's about your emotions. Thank you for the new, fresh energy that I have in my emotions. New baby, new stuff. Okay. Full moon, full term pregnancy, giving birth, new. I receive my baby. Thank you for the abundance. Taurus is a sign of abundance. Thank you for the abundance of love in the area of family. Thank you for the abundance of self-love. The fourth house is self-love too. It's about emotion. Okay. It's about emotion. So the ruler of the fourth house is the moon. Okay. So if you got Taurus in your fourth house, then guess what? You're boom. You got Taurus in the sign. You have Taurus in the house that is naturally ruled by the moon, and you're in a full moon cycle. You win it. That's double victory. So give gratitude for the appearance of new, fresh energy and abundance in the area of home. Some of y'all might be giving birth tonight. I don't know. Anyway, so express gratitude for the abundance of family, the abundance of new, fresh energy in the area of home. You might be getting new furniture or something like that. Taurus is about acquisitions, okay? So how you doing? I'm good. So if you have Taurus in your 5th house, then express gratitude for the abundance of new creative ideas. 5th house is the house of creativity. It's the house of romance and passion if you want to go there. Give gratitude and grace and just express gratitude for the abundance of new ideas that are going to spark new creativity. Give gratitude for the abundance of the appearance of new, fresh passions in your life, okay? It's the house of our strength, and the 5th house also rules over your solar plexus, which is your confidence. So express gratitude for the abundance of new, self-confidence, if you will. All right, strength. That's the 5th house, okay? Creativity, strength, passion. Express abundance for the reception of, or express gratitude for the reception of abundance in your creativity, your passion, romance, if you want to take it there. That's 5th house energy too. Okay, if you have Taurus in the 6th house, express gratitude for the abundance of new ways to analyze things, new ways to get organized. Express gratitude for the abundance of health, fresh, an upgrade to your health, your personal health. The 6th house rules over your health as well as your daily routines and your tasks. Express gratitude for the abundance of energy in the area of service, okay? All of this is about energy. The cosmos is all about energy, okay? What we do with that energy is the physical manifestation of things that are spiritual and energetic, okay? So if you have Taurus in your 7th house, then express gratitude for the appearance of new abundance in the area of partnerships. New partnerships. Remember, people that you hear new moon and you think it's new. Well, the full moon is new too because it's a new baby. It is the delivery of new baby, a delivery of new fruit. So when you're talking 7th house, you should be expressing gratitude for the abundance and the receiving of the 2nd house is also things we receive. When the baby appears in the 1st house, that's the house of appearance. Gimme, mine. That acquisitions, that's 2nd house energy. Okay, that's 2nd house energy. So express gratitude for the appearance of new relationships. It could be business partnerships. It could be romantic partnerships. Okay, but express gratitude for new energy in the area of partnerships. Okay, abundance energy in the area of partnerships. If you have Taurus in the 8th house, express gratitude for the abundance of new energy in the area of transformation. Okay, again, I'm not going to talk about that 3-letter word, but you could be experiencing new, fresh, abundance energy in that area too. In the bedroom, you could be. Okay, you don't necessarily get everything in that every house covers. That's something we need to understand about astrology too. Astrology, there are lots of things that are covered in each of the 12 houses. Some of them you get, some of them you don't. And some people are blessed and fortunate enough to get all of them. But if it's in that house, you're going to get it. Okay. So 8th house you could be expressing gratitude for the appearance of a divine inheritance. And inheritance isn't always money. Sometimes it's wisdom. Sometimes it's knowledge. Okay. So you might inherit some knowledge. Could be physical. It could be from the realm of the divine. Hey, look, I'm an 8th house Taurus, right? I just got new divine revelation on what the full moon really means, right? So now I'm expressing gratitude for the receiving of that inheritance. I just inherited, and that's rich, y'all. That is so valuable because I've never heard anybody. I'm not saying nobody's ever broken it down. I haven't heard it. All I've ever heard about new moons is you should be doing releases on new moons. I disagree with that. You should be expressing gratitude for the appearance of a newborn baby. That newborn baby is whatever energy goes in that house that you have the sign that the moon is in sitting in. Okay, so again, pay attention to what sign the moon is in and what house you have that sign in, and that is very telling. So that was the 8th house. If you got Taurus sitting in your 8th house, express gratitude and receive new and abundance, new abundance energy in the area of transformation. I've been doing a lot of transformation today that I didn't even realize I was going to be doing. Okay, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm not going to talk about it on camera because a lot of it is personal, but unbelievable transformation I've been going through today. Okay, some of it self, some of it via conversations, but unbelievable how much I've transformed today just with this new, not just the knowledge of what I'm sharing with you guys, but knowledge of self that has caused a transformation. I spend a little bit too much time in the 8th house because that's what my Taurus is, but that's what we content providers tend to do. On to the 9th house. If you have Taurus sitting in your 9th house, express gratitude for an abundance of new energy in the area of knowledge, higher knowledge. You could be expressing gratitude in the area of travel. And more importantly, y'all, the biggest thing I look at for the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. It is the house of freedom. So you should be expressing gratitude for the reception of the abundance of freedom in your life. Breaking free from the chains that have bound you in whatever. Now, the ninth house is also the house of religion, foreign affairs, and that sort of thing. So you could be getting some fresh insight or abundance of fresh insight or energy in your religious life if you practice religion. Some people say that the 9th house is about spirituality too, and it is to a degree, though I tend to look more at the 8th house and the 12th house for spiritual things, and the 4th house to a degree, but the water houses to me are more about spirituality. The 9th house is too, but it's more about religion as well. So if you have Taurus sitting in your 9th house, express gratitude and openly receive abundance in the area of freedom and higher knowledge. Okay, if you have Taurus sitting in your 10th house, that is the house that is ruled by Capricorn, you should be expressing gratitude for the abundance of new energy with regards to your career. Some of y'all might be getting news today that you got a promotion at your job, okay? Or some of you may be successfully starting new businesses during this full moon cycle. Express gratitude for the appearance of abundance in the area of career, in the area of your public life, okay? You may go and meet somebody that sparks, you might get a new meeting request from somebody that sparks something that takes your career to the next level, okay? So if you have Taurus sitting in your 10th house, express gratitude for the abundance of new energy, fresh energy in the house of public and the house of career. If you have Taurus sitting in your 11th house, then express gratitude for the appearance of abundance in the area of your group partnerships, any group memberships, groups that you're in. You may be getting invitations to join new groups that allow you to serve others. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Okay, so it's also because it's Uranian, it is about sudden, unexpected change. Okay, so sudden, unexpected change, a house that is the house of sudden, unexpected change with the sign of abundance. You could be getting some sudden, unexpected changes that make your life more abundant. So express gratitude for that if you have Taurus sitting in your 11th house. Okay, group partnerships, group memberships, ways to serve humanity. It is fresh abundance in the areas of humanitarianism, all of that. But overall, the 11th house being ruled by the 11th house being ruled by Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, is about sudden, unexpected change. Sudden, unexpected change coupled with Taurus, to me, is very auspicious. So you should be expressing gratitude and receiving abundance that you did not even expect. All right. And last but not least, if you have Taurus sitting in your 12th house, then you should be expressing gratitude for fresh, abundant energy in the area of spirituality, in the area of things that you dreamed about. If it's a dream that you had, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is the energy of the dream world. Okay, maybe there are dreams that you had that you didn't know whether or not they were going to come to pass, and they have to deal with abundance. maybe that's appearing now. Maybe that is appearing now because the 12th house is about the dreamscape. It's about our imagination. It's also about spirituality. So you could be, if you have Pisces sitting in your, if you have Taurus sitting in your 12th house, and that's the house that's ruled by Pisces, then you could be getting intuitive downloads that lead to abundance, okay? That lead to abundance. You could be getting psychic revelations that lead to more abundance. Taurus is the energy of abundance. The 12th house rules over the psyche. It's your connection. It's the bridge between heaven and earth. It is the connection to the ancestral realm. You could be getting fresh, abundant energy, or fresh energy via a psychic download that leads to more abundance in your life. Taurus is about abundance, okay? So that is that's all the signs. That's all the houses. So to wrap this video up, y'all, I know this video is longer than I wanted it to be, but it's not anywhere near as long as my lives, okay? My live streams. To summarize, the new moon really is not as much about releasing as it is about delivering a newborn baby or harvesting fruit that is now ripe and ready to be plucked and eaten and taken in. That is what my divine download was about today with regards to how to deal with the full moon. Okay, and again, I'm sitting here with my mind blown, thinking about the fact that I have Taurus sitting in my 8th house, and the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and Scorpio not only is the sign of transformation, but the Scorpios are the seers of the zodiac. So Scorpio is able to see things that others don't see. Okay, remember I told y'all the water signs. The Cancers are the feelers. They feel everything. Scorpio sees everything. And Pisces knows everything. They just know. They don't know how they know it. Scorpio don't know how they see things that other people don't see. They see details that other people miss. Okay? Virgo's kind of like that too, but I'm talking about the water signs. Scorpio sees things that most people miss. And then Cancer feels things that most people miss. So, but with me having Taurus sitting in a house that is ruled by Scorpio, not only did I have these incredible transformations today, y'all. Again, I can't tell you about them because they're personal. But on top of that, on top of all of that, I got this insight. Scorpio is also the sign of insight. You get insight with Scorpio as well. You get insight with Pisces too, but you also get insight with Scorpio because Scorpios are the seers. So I've got Taurus sitting in the house that's ruled by Scorpio, and here I am getting this insight into the new moon. And the full moon. And I didn't ask for this, y'all. I was just sitting. I wasn't even actively meditating. I was not even actively meditating. I was just kind of chilling. I was just chilling. I just taking a shower. Sometimes I take a shower, y'all, and you do your post shower rituals where you put on your lotion, your deodorant, whatever. And I was just I went into the extra bedroom and just kind of just laid there and just was like, all right, I'm just chilling. Some people might say I was meditating, but it was passive meditation. If that is the case, it wasn't active. And then boom, I get this download. And after the download, the instruction to go do this video, because part of me did not want to do this video because there's a lot of y'all so-called Christian folk that still look like I don't care about y'all, really, to be honest. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I don't care about what you think. All right. If the divine gives me an instruction to give the people something, if it ain't for you, then it ain't for you. But I promise you, it's for somebody. So take it put the shoe on if it fits. If it don't fit, then keep it moving. All right. So I did not want to do it because it talked about new moon or full moon rituals. And so I said, before I get on here and say ritual, I need to look up the meaning of ritual so that it doesn't sound as woo-woo as people think it is. Because a lot of y'all shy away from things that are good for you because the church establishment told you it was evil. All right. But the people at the highest levels of the church establishment, they do the very things that they tell you not to do. Wonder why that is. So on that note, I'm going to end this video, y'all. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, be sure that you hit that subscribe button and set your notification bell to all so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And if you're watching this on Rumble, shout out to you. I'm showing Rumble more and more love, so y'all be patient with me. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I have over 400 videos on YouTube, so it's going to take me a while to migrate them all over to the other platform. But again, before I go, I want to remind y'all that after December 15th, unless I'm divinely guided to do so, I will not be doing any more astrology videos on YouTube. You will have to be a member of my Patreon to get my astrology videos, okay? So that's about it, family. I love you guys. I'll end this video like I end them all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. But as I always say, when we focus on the verb, that noun somehow always takes care of itself. I love you guys, family.